Hey YouTube, I'm Jess. Welcome to a new video. Welcome you guys to Vlogmas Day 2. For today's Vlogmas video, we are doing this beautiful classic holiday glam. This type of makeup just screams the holidays to me, and I cannot wait for this time of year when I get to put it all over my face. If you have a holiday party coming up and you want to get your makeup looking just like this, then just keep watching this video. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Alright you guys, so let's get started. I'm gonna start with the Clé de Peau Correcting Cream Veil Primer. I still have a pretty good amount of texture on my face from the rash that I got that I've had for quite a few weeks now. And one of the things I really noticed about this primer the first time I used it was how nicely it helped kind of hide texture underneath my foundation. So I'm gonna start by just really focusing it right in here where I have the most texture at the moment. And it is very nice and brightening as well. So I'll also bring that up on the rest of my face too. I wasn't sure what to expect with this primer when I first tried it out, when I first got it, but I've been really impressed by it. It's really surprised me. I'm not a big primer person. I always just prime my skin with my skincare for the most part, so for it to be something that I think to reach for means it's good. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that soak in for a little bit, and I'm gonna actually switch over to the eyes. I'm gonna start with my eyes today. So I'm gonna prime them as well with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. When I think of holiday makeup, when I think of holiday eyeshadow, the first thing that comes to my mind is a gold, glittery, sparkly eye. So that's what we're gonna go for today. I have so many beautiful golds in my collection. It's hard to decide what I wanna go with. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Icon palette. Has some really beautiful golds, some nice warm coppery kind of colors as well that I feel like gives a really nice holiday vibe. I have my Natasha Denona bronze palette, so in here we have some more bronzy shades, but also some nice pops of gold glitter as well. I also have my Natasha Denona Metropolis palette, so in here we have quite a few different options for gold shadows on this side. We have more of like a yellow gold, bronzy gold, orange gold, so like lots of golden variety in here. Between the three, I think the Metropolis palette is speaking to me most today, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this guy here. So I wanna start with a transition color in my crease today, so I'm gonna take this matte. I don't know what kind of color to call that. I guess it's kind of a brown. And I'm gonna start with that and just place the color down on the outer corner of my eye, above my crease. And then use some tiny little circular blending motions and bring that forward towards the inner corner of my eye. I'm being really soft and gentle here. Lots of the times with my eyeshadow looks, I like them to be a little bit more messy, sort of. Like I don't mind if they get really blown out and pulled out and they look a little bit kind of grungy and messy. It's kind of a vibe that I enjoy, but today for this classic holiday makeup, I wanted to just look a little bit neater than I might normally do, so I'm just gonna be really gentle with my blending and just be really conscious and aware of where I'm placing color down. Okay, these are literally the easiest colors to work with, so that's blended out seamlessly in 2 seconds. Now let's decide on a base color. I think I'm gonna go ahead with this gold right up in the corner here. It's got a nice shimmer to it, but it's not super glittery. Switching to an eyeshadow brush that is less fluffy, more flat, and I'm gonna take that all over my lid. So I just usually start in the center and then blend out and then bring it to the inner corner of the lid as well. And then back to my original blending brush. There's no additional product on this brush, just whatever's left over from when I originally blended. And I'm just gonna really lightly go over the edges of that so that it feels soft and the two colors blend together. All right, now we need some of that golden sparkle that is just like iconic holiday makeup. So I'm gonna take my finger in this shade right here, which is definitely more golden and has more glitter in it. And I'm gonna start with that just on the inner corner here. And then we'll decide if we want to add more. Okay, I'm liking that. And then I just want a little bit more depth on the outer corner of my eye. So I'm gonna come into the palette and I'm gonna take this sort of, it's not a warm brown, it's not a cool brown, it's like a nice neutral toned matte brown shade. And I'm gonna take that on my same small little fluffy blender brush that I've been using the whole time and add a little bit of that darker matte brown onto the outer corner. And again, I'm just being really careful with my placement of this color and my blending. And then the last step is going to be taking a clean, fluffy brush and going back into the transition shade that I used first. And I'm just gonna go over the edges of everything to soften them and blend. All right, so I'm really happy with that in terms of eyeshadow. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of liner next. So I'm really feeling a smoky brown liner today. I have this little Rock and Coal eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury in Barbarella Brown. So teeny weeny. And I'm gonna first of all take it and just run it across my lash line from the outer corner all the way to the inner corner. I've mentioned this before, but I don't usually like to hold my eye like this when I do liner, just because it's not great to tug on the skin of your eye. But when my pencils are so small, it's hard to navigate the liner without doing that. Switching to this little flat definer brush from MAC that I love for doing exactly this, smoking out eyeliner. And I'm just gonna run it over top of that line to start. I really want to soften it and give it more of a smoked out feel. And then I'm going to take this brush and actually dip it right into the pencil and then use whatever I get on the brush to create a little winged liner on the outer corner here. Give it a little flick. Guys, if you struggle with eyeliner, a smoky liner is 100% the way to go, because you don't need to get your line straight. You don't need to get your eyeliner perfect, because you're just gonna come in and smudge it out anyways. Okay, I'm really happy with the way this is looking. I'm gonna really quickly throw on some mascara and some lashes. Okay, lashes are on. I'm trying out some new styles for my makeup kit. I'm gonna also do a YouTube video about them eventually as well, but I need to make my way through. Like, I have so many different ones to try, so we'll get there eventually, but this is a new style for me. I definitely needed a trim and I didn't trim them, so we'll just ignore that for now. I have quite a bit of fallout from using the Natasha Denona eyeshadow, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. So my skin's been feeling quite dry lately because I haven't really been using skincare at all. So I wanna use a more hydrating foundation today. I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to use this one. This is the Lancome Tint Miracle Lit From Within Makeup. I have mine in Buff 4. I'm just wondering if, first of all, it's still good because I haven't used it since last year. The color's so pale, I can't usually use it in the summertime. So I'm wondering if it's still good. I'm also wondering if the color will match me right now. So I'm gonna give it a shake here. And yeah, that color's definitely gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead with this guy here. This foundation is really nice and lightweight. It's also quite dewy. So good for dry skin days. Yeah, see, even though I primed my skin really well with skincare today, I used that nice brightening primer and then used a hydrating foundation. The makeup on my forehead still looks quite dry. I really need to exfoliate, I think, but I just am trying to be super gentle with my skin right now, so we're just gonna have to accept that that's how it's gonna be. Okay, so I just have a nice light layer of that all over. Next up, I'm going to color correct under my eyes with my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. And then next I'm going to conceal with my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Self-Setting Concealer, which is running out on me already. I'm so sad. I really loved this guy and I've been using it like crazy, so it makes sense. And I'm just super careful as I blend out the edge here not to go too crazy so that I can keep this looking nice and sharp. I like to even take a little concealer brush just to get right up against that liner. And of course I need to set all of that concealer, so I'm going to use my Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder from Charlotte Tilbury to do that. So now we can go ahead and finish up these eyes. I'm going to start with the transition shade that we use, and I'm going to run that underneath my eye all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner. And then I'm going to use that brown that we intensified the outer corner with, and I'm going to do the same thing on the outer corner of the lower lash line. To finish up the eyes, I just need a little bit of a gold highlight on my inner corner. So I'm going to use Becca Champagne Pop for this. And the eyes are done. So we're almost done, you guys. Let's finish up the complexion. I'm really feeling like I desperately want to put some bronzer on my face. I'm thinking for my bronzer today, I want to use something really nice and warm. So I'm going to use a powder bronzer. I'm going to use this one from Dior. I am running out, so I swear I've been saying this for literally years at this point, but I'm really trying to use this up so I can put it in an empties video. And I've been quite enjoying a big fluffy brush for my bronzer recently. So this one's from Real Techniques. It is the powder brush. I'm gonna start with the temples. And a little bit just up into the hairline here. And then you know what? I do want a little bit of a contour action today. So I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette, and I'm gonna use the Sculpt shade from in here on a powder and sculpt brush, also from Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm going to use this to just carve out my cheekbone a little bit before I bronze. I'm using this bronzer instead of this one because the color of this is much more neutral, which means it's going to look more like a shadow. This is nice and warm, so this is going to give my face warmth, give it sort of a sun-kissed look, whereas this is going to create kind of a shadow effect that a contour, a natural contour in your bone structure would give you. Since I have this out, I'm also just gonna run it down the sides of my nose and underneath my jaw. Okay, so back to my warmer bronzer on my fluffy brush. Now I'm gonna add this more higher up on my face. So just hitting kind of the top of that cheekbone area instead of down underneath where we have the contour. And that's just gonna blend those two together. Give me a nice warm sculpted cheek. All right, I've got this highlighter, this Becca highlighter sitting right here, so I might as well highlight my face with it as well. So I'm obviously going to be doing a nice blue-toned, bright red Christmas holiday lip. And my favorite blush to wear with a lip like that is this one right here. This is called Sex on Fire from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just going to swish and pop, mix those two shades together. And then add a little bit of blush kind of in between the highlight and contour on my cheek here. I still like to bring my blush onto the apple of my cheek. I know it's not really cool to do that anymore, but I enjoy it, so. For my red lip today, I'm going to use my favorite red lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury. It's in the color Red Carpet Red. It's one of her Matte Revolution lipsticks. I just love it so much. And for my lip liner, I want to just use a nice dark blue feeling red. I'm quite sure this is Savage Rose. I have sharpened it down quite far so I can't see the name anymore. I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. So I'm going to start just by lining my lips. Lip liner is pretty important when you're using a red lipstick because you can get the edge of your lip nice and clean without trying to do that with the big bulky bullet. And then when you go to put your lipstick on, you're basically just coloring in the lines. You're just filling in the space. Okay. We're almost there. Last thing I need to do is fill in my brows. So I'm gonna do that really quick and we'll come back to show you the finished look. And the brows are done. I'm trying out the new ABH brow freeze, so I'm gonna have another video coming soon. If you guys are interested in my first impressions and review of this product right here, definitely subscribe to my channel because that'll be coming up in the next couple weeks. All right, so let's take these clips out and let's see how my hair is doing under here. I got a blowout a couple of days ago, so I'm really just trying to make it last, but my bangs often need some reshaping. Yeah, I'm just gonna tuck those out of the way. All right, you guys, so here is the finished look, a classic holiday glam, golden, warm, smoky eye, and a bright blue based red lip. This just screams the holidays to me, and I love to bust out this makeup look at this time of year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. That's gonna help more people to see it too. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'm gonna be uploading a video every day between now and December 25th, and I cannot wait to hang out with you guys all month long. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.